Hello! I am Xarkun, and this is World of Warships Legends. Today I've got a domination mode game for you on the estuary map, and we are in the Tier 7 American battleship Iowa. Before we get into the point of this video and/or this game itself, I'll give you a small channel update. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in to the stream last night on Friday, April 16th, 2021. I gave away 2 premium ships, 1 Tier 4 premium and 1 Tier 5 premium. Next week, Friday, April 23rd, 2021, I will be giving away 1 Tier 6 premium ship, so I do hope to see as many of you there as possible. Not sure what time the stream will take place, but I will put out a community post and an announcement on my Discord server when I know for sure. And that's about all there is to the channel update. Let's get into this game now. Take a look at this shot on the Synop. Hit him out there at 17 kilometers with 4 shells for 12,000 damage. And perhaps this gives you a little bit of a hint of the point of this video. I wanted to make this and release it several days ago, but stuff just kept getting in the way. There have been rumors going around the community. Not sure where they originated, but the rumor was that there was something wrong with the Iowa's accuracy and that the problem might have originated from the artillery plotting room module in the 4th slot. Well, I disagreed with the people who were presenting this notion as a possibility. I don't play the Iowa as much as some other people may play it, but it was my first Tier 7 ship that I ever bought and unlocked in the game so very long ago, so I do have pretty extensive experience in it, and you know, from the day I unlocked it up until now, I've never thought there was anything wrong with the accuracy. Now, you can look at this shot on the Albemarle there, which we just completely missed, and you might notice that the dispersion did seem a little off. It did seem a little bit wonky. And we're going to have another shot coming up against an enemy battleship out here, not the Tirpitz, but there is a Gneisenau with him. And the shot that we shoot at the Gneisenau gonna look a bit of the same, a bit inaccurate. However, all the other shots we take in this game are going to see us landing, you know, at least 4 or more shells and doing good, consistent damage. So, this has been my experience with the Iowa. I've never thought that there was anything wrong with the accuracy, and we have 2 pieces of information to confirm that absolutely nothing is wrong with the accuracy. The first is a video by one of my fellow community contributors, TommyBoy601. I will leave a link to the video in the description because he actually does a scientific test. I'm just showing you anecdotal evidence. Like there, that shot against the Gneisenau, dispersion, a little bit all over the place, 1 hit, 1 over penetration. TommyBoy601 took the Iowa out into something like 20 AI games and recorded all the shots that he took with and without the artillery plotting room. His findings concluded that the artillery plotting room does indeed tighten up the dispersion and works as intended. And the Wargaming stream that took place yesterday, well before mine, also saw confirmation that there is nothing wrong with the Iowa's artillery plotting room. So where did this crazy notion come from? Well, I have a theory to provide you, and I apologize if this irritates anybody or triggers anybody or offends anybody. That is not my intention, not trying to offend anybody. I'm just coming up with a suggestion for you. There is a well-known psychological phenomenon called confirmation bias. And so, if you are a player who had the idea in your head that something might be wrong with the Iowa's accuracy, perhaps when you took the Iowa out, you were taking some shots at some ships, And you got some results like I did against the Albemarle and the Gneisenau earlier. And those shots, admittedly, didn't have the tightest dispersion ever seen by man. The tightest dispersion ever shot out by the Iowa. No, not at all. The dispersion was a little bit inaccurate. So, if you've got the idea in your head that something is wrong with the Iowa's dispersion, then maybe when you take it out, your awareness of shots with bad dispersion is a little bit heightened. And then every time you see those shots with bad dispersion, that sort of gives you more ammo to go toward shooting your theory out there that something is wrong with the Iowa, right? You see those shots with bad dispersion, you think, aha, here is proof. But, the proof gets torpedoed every time you get shots with fantastic accuracy. And I think this shot here against the Tirpitz is going to be one of those. Notice he's bow on to us at a little bit more than 9 kilometers away. We fire all 3 guns at him, and we hit him pretty hard for 11k damage there. 7 shells hitting, 5 penetrating, 2 ricocheting. That's 7 shells out of 9. That is some excellent accuracy off of a battleship. And, you're out there, you're thinking the Iowa has a problem. You're getting those shots, probably, but you're not really taking them into account because they don't confirm your theory. So I think this whole notion that the Iowa was inaccurate was sort of a collective case of confirmation bias, let's just say. Doesn't mean that anybody's a bad person, if they thought the Iowa had a problem. Maybe they, just needed to pause, be a little bit more objective about it, and ask themselves, am I really getting consistently bad accuracy? And if I am, does that have to do with the ship? Or maybe does that have to do more with my aim? I don't know. That is just my thoughts on the matter. Never thought the Iowa had an accuracy issue. It is confirmed that it does not. But there may be one other point of confusion, and that is, a long time ago in this game's history, the Iowa did receive a nerf, but it had nothing to do with the accuracy of the main guns. The nerf was to armor-piercing shell damage. It lowered the alpha strike of the AP shells by, I think, 500 points of damage. So there was that. And then there was another part to that nerf that did something with the hit points allocation. Either it reallocated more hit points to the superstructure so that you could get more damage off an Iowa superstructure, or it did something to the modules to make them a little bit more vulnerable. Don't remember exactly what it was, but that accuracy buff had a lot more to do with the ship's survivability than it did with gun accuracy. In fact, it had nothing whatsoever to do with gun accuracy. So hopefully we can put those rumors to rest. Now, though, I should point out that this entire time I have been in a match with aircraft carriers. And thus far, I have not been harassed by the enemy aircraft carrier. But that is coming up soon. And now I'd like to segue into the anti-aircraft firepower of the Iowa specifically and American battleships generally. Seems to me that the anti-aircraft firepower of the Iowa is actually quite good. And the carrier is going to start to take notice of us soon. And he's going to try to drop us. In the process, he's going to lose a number of planes. So we'll get some nice evidence of that coming up here soon. Right now, we are engaging a Richelieu at very close range. This is probably a situation in which you don't necessarily want to find yourself in the Iowa, but aiming at the Richelieu's turrets, we are able to remove one, and now we're going for the drive-by. Angling in just a little bit so he doesn't have access to our broadside. Our front turrets are not reloaded yet, but the rear turret of Justice is ready to go, so we aim it straight at the Citadel and penetrate that Citadel 3 times for 42,000 damage, taking the Richelieu down as our first kill of the game and getting a devastating strike medal. Thought that was a nice little drive-by there that you guys might have wanted to see. As far as the state of the game, we hold 2 caps, the enemy holds 2 caps. We've got a battleship down south of Bravo. There's an enemy destroyer there being spotted by the fighter planes of our carrier. So he's no threat to capping, at least right now. He might be a threat to that battleship who is moving away from him. But we've got an enemy Siegfried in the Alpha Cap, and we would like to take the Alpha Cap. But take a look at these planes right now. They're coming to drop our cruiser in front of us. They are torpedo bombers, and in doing so, they are going to fly through our anti-aircraft bubble. And there goes 1. Now, there are 6 planes in a squadron of planes for Tier 7 carriers. 3 of them at a time drop ordnance. So, shooting down 1, there's 1/6 of that squadron down. Of course, that squadron didn't really try to engage us, didn't get super close to us, so he only lost 1 plane. But he is going to engage us here coming up soon. Our cruiser in front of us there is on pretty low health. He's going out broadside against a Siegfried, and he actually ends up eating the Siegfried's torpedoes and being removed from the game. So now, in this section of the map, we're really the only target for the carrier. And of course, we are a big, juicy battleship, so the carrier is going to want to drop us, but he's not going to have a great time doing it. The anti-aircraft firepower on the American battleships does seem to be quite effective. And I wish I could give you the numbers and the stats on why that is, but carriers being so new to the game, it's going to take quite a while before I and maybe some other community contributors can really look at the performance of the AA guns or even the carriers themselves and give you any kind of honest, accurate assessment of them. But what I can tell you is we've shot down another plane, just as we've shot the Siegfried, and the carrier is attempting to drop us. He is actually going to strike us with 3 torpedoes, but there go 2 more of his planes. So that's 3 planes shot down from that squadron, 4 now. He's only got 2 planes left in that squadron. That's almost the entire thing. Actually, 5 planes shot down 6. His entire squadron dead to our anti-aircraft firepower. Now, he was able to get a full strike off on us. He did cause flooding, and he did a not insignificant amount of damage. But now that the Siegfried is dead, and we know we don't have to worry about his torpedoes, we do use the damage control. We're sitting inside this cap, and so we should be able to take it. We shot down 7 planes, so that is 1 entire squadron, plus an extra plane, and we are spotted by planes again. So it looks like the carrier is bound and determined to not let us take this cap. This time he's sending dive bombers for us. You can see them approaching us on the mini-map, and we are sitting stationary, so we should be a pretty easy target for him to hit. But now he's sailed into our AA defenses. He's dropping right now as he loses 1 plane. And is he going to hit us? Yes, he is going to hit us, reset our capture progress. But he did lose 1 plane and another, and there's 3. So that's half his squadron down. I think this gives you a good indication that the Iowa's AA is effective. And actually, yep, I think that's his entire squadron down. So if you're out there playing aircraft carriers, American battleships are things you might want to avoid until later in the game when you have no other targets left or no choice. Or maybe, and I'm not sure how effective it is, but, you know, being under concentrated high explosive spam does knock out your anti-aircraft gun turrets. So if you see an Iowa under concentrated HE spam, you might find it easier to drop him. Or, you know, later in the game, after it's likely that he's taken some of that HE spam damage, that is probably when you want to drop him. Otherwise, you can bet on losing a lot of planes if you remain inside of the Iowa's AA defenses for too long. We've shot down 13 planes, again, 6 planes per squadron, so that's 2 entire squadrons of planes. we're shooting down even more now in the dying seconds of the match. Of course, he is going to hit us with torpedoes once again. Not going to be enough to take us down, though. And it looks like he ends up losing a grand total of 17 planes. So 2 squadrons plus some. Iowa's AA seems to be pretty good. Iowa's accuracy also pretty good. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know about your experience with American Battleship AA in the comments. Curious to see what you guys think. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.